Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. This is IMAX Sports and North Football video, and today I'm going over my Week 12 predictions for the 2022 NFL season. I do predictions on the channel every single week on Mondays, so make sure to tune in if you want to see more. This week I'm going to try and get some more videos out. I already have a couple of videos planned out. I just need to record them tomorrow, and I'm going to be doing AFC and NFC playoff odds chances for all of the teams, all the contenders. I did those last year on the channel, and I have some extra time this week because of Thanksgiving break, so I figured I'd do some more. Week 11 recap. We had some pretty good picks this week, actually. Most of my picks, I either had the score pretty similar or I had the point differential pretty similar. So Titans-Packers, I had the Titans winning 19-16. It was a little bit more points for the Titans, 27-17. Eagles-Colts, I had a 26-20 victory for the Eagles. It was 17-16. Commanders-Texans, I had a two-score victory. It was a two-score victory. I had the score almost dead on for that one. Ravens-Panthers, I thought it would be a close game, and it was a pretty close game until the very end. 30-22, it was 13-3. Patriots-Jets, I had a 6-point game. It was a 7-point game, although I thought there would be a little bit more scoring. Lions over the Giants, I had 27-23, and it was 31-18. The fact that I got Lions over Giants, I think, is good enough. I don't need the score correct on that one. Bears-Falcons, I had the Bears winning by 7. They did not. The Falcons won by 3, but it's pretty close on the score for that one. Actually, my score was almost dead on. Saints, I had the Saints winning by 7. They won by 7. Bills over the Browns, I had the Bills demolishing the Browns, which in the third quarter, it looked like the Bills were going to run away. In the third quarter, it looked like they'd run away with it, but the Browns kind of got back in. Broncos, I had winning 20-19 over the Raiders. The Raiders did get the victory in that one, so that was my, I believe, first incorrect game this week. And then the Bengals, I did have winning over the Steelers. I thought it would be a pretty close game, and it was pretty much until the fourth quarter. Vikings, I had beating the Cowboys 29-23. That obviously was incorrect, although I almost picked the Cowboys. I was this very close to picking the Cowboys. And then the Cardinals beat the Chiefs over the Chargers. I had that score almost perfect. I had the Chiefs winning 34-30. It was 30-27. Cardinals-Niners, I have the Cardinals winning tonight, so we'll see how that goes. Thanksgiving, we have Bills versus Lions. I have the Bills beating the Lions 37-33. I think that the Lions offense is going to look good once again and have a pretty solid game against the Bills defense, but I do think Buffalo will get the win. Giants versus Cowboys. I have the Cowboys winning 27-20. I don't know why I have the Giants top. I usually put the winning team on top, but I have the Cowboys winning 27-20. That's why I have the Cowboys colors. And then I have the Vikings beating the Patriots 17-16. I would be picking the Patriots for this game, but the offense cannot score any points. The offense has not scored a touchdown when we have started outside of our opponent's red zone in like 4 weeks, which is concerning. So I do believe that the Patriots defense is good enough to hold the Vikings to under 20 points. I do not believe the Patriots offense is competent enough to score 20 points. 1 o'clock games, we have Dolphins versus Texans. We have the Dolphins beating the Texans 43-20. Buccaneers versus Browns. I have the Buccaneers beating the Browns 33-20. Both of those games, I think that the Dolphins and the Buccaneers are teams that people are underestimating. I think that Tampa being 5-5, a lot of people expect them to be better. I think that 6-5 would be being above 500 would be a strong way to continue the season, since the last time they were above 500 was either week 3 or 4. The Browns aren't the best team in the world, and they're still not going to have Deshaun Watson, but it would be a get-right game for Tampa. And then the Dolphins just showing their offensive dominance against a terrible Houston team would once again solidify the Dolphins' offenses, how good they are. I have the Jets beating the Bears 30-29. Yes, I have the Jets scoring 30 points. Mostly because the Bears' defense has just been that bad, and I really cannot feasibly see the Bears winning a game because of how just horrendous their defense has been. Their offense has been great. Justin Fields, great. Their defense has been horrendously bad, and I feel like the Jets this season have basically played to their opponent. They've played as good as their opponent plays. Well, not as good as their opponent plays, but they've played based on how their opponent plays. And if the Bears are letting up a lot of points, then the Jets are going to find a way to score. I have the Titans beating the Bengals, but Zach Wilson will probably still have less than 100 yards. I have the Titans beating the Bengals 30-24. I think that the Bengals have a chance in this game, but Tennessee looked very dominant in the Packers game last week. I think that Derrick Henry is due for a couple of long runs. He had that long reception last week, but I think he's due for some big runs too. As for the and I think that the Titans are going to be able to put up 30 points, which would be the most that they put up all season. Malik Willis and not Malik Willis, their new wide receiver, I can't think of his name right now, Treylon Burks. Treylon Burks is developing very rapidly. Ryan Tannehill is looking like 2019 Ryan Tannehill, and this Titans offense is looking very strong. And the defense is one of the better defenses in the league. The Bengals, I think, are going to put up some points because Joe Burrow is a top 5 quarterback. But I think that the Titans defense, being a top 5 defense, will be able to hold the Bengals to 24. I have Washington beating the Falcons 23-16. Washington has been suffocating recently. They beat the Eagles last week. They won another strong game this week. I think that they're going to increase their win streak, beating the Falcons and improving their record to 7-5. Ravens and Jaguars. I have the Ravens beating the Jaguars 30-17. I think the Ravens are going to want to have a solid win this week after a very questionable win over the Panthers last week. Jaguars will get some garbage time points, but it really won't be close. I have the Broncos beating the Panthers 19-16. I really want to believe in the Panthers. I really like their team. I really like D'Onta Foreman, but they're making it really hard to believe in that offense. Thanksgiving, we have... Sorry, not Thanksgiving. 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock games. We have Chargers versus Cardinals, Seahawks versus Raiders, Niners versus Saints, and Chiefs versus Rams. I have the Chargers beating the Cardinals 37-20. I think that this is a get-right game for the Chargers. This week could have been their get-right game because Keenan Allen was back, but obviously it was against Kansas City, and Patrick Mahomes was not going to let that happen. I think that they will be able to have a get-right game against the Cardinals next week and have a very solid victory. I have the Seahawks beating the Raiders 30. If the Chargers lose that game, then the Chargers are going to be below the top 20 in my power rankings. Chargers, if you want to stay in the top 20, you need to win this game. I have the Seahawks beating the Raiders 30-23. I think the Raiders will put up points, but I think that Seattle's going to want to get back from that Germany loss to the Buccaneers and advance to 7-4. I have the Niners beating the Saints 24-23. I think the Saints will put up a fight. I think it'll be a close game. I think the Saints are underrated, and I think that the Niners are overrated. That being said, I do believe the Niners have a better team. I think that the Niners have a stronger defense, and that defense will be the difference in the game. Finally, we have Chiefs versus Rams. I have the Chiefs beating the Rams 54-51. Do I think this is going to be the score? No. Do I think it's funny to say 54-51 because of that amazing game and how bad the Rams are now? Yes. I think that the Rams are probably going to lose this game by at least 20 points. I think that Kansas City is going to put up like 40, and the Rams are going to put up like 15. The Rams' offense has not been able to do a single thing this entire season. I would be surprised if they've put up 50 points in all of their games combined. Kansas City's had the best offense in the league. Their defense has been okay. The Rams' defense has been pretty solid, but their offense has been horrendous. And I think that Kansas City will probably win this game by 3 scores. Sunday night, we got Packers 34. We got Eagles 30. I have the Packers beating the Eagles in an upset. The Packers beat the Cowboys a couple weeks ago. I think that Aaron Rodgers is going to find a new level on Sunday Night Football. I think that Aaron Jones is going to have a very strong game, and I think that the Eagles' turnover issues are going to continue. The Eagles had issues with turnovers this week against the Colts. They had issues last week against the Commanders. I think that the Eagles are going to continue to bleed, and the Packers are going to pick away at those turnovers. Aaron Rodgers will be conservative with the football, and I think that the Packers will be able to get the win over the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday Night Football. It's a bold prediction, but I think that Aaron Rodgers is going to have some strong games to finish off the season because he's going to want to play football next year and keep his job. Last but certainly not least, we have Monday Night Football, Colts versus Steelers, at the Colts winning 20-19. If this was a couple weeks ago, I would say that the Colts would be winning this game. Well, I would say that this game would be 0-0. But Sam Ehlinger's gone. Matt Ryan's back. TJ Watt is back. I think that this is going to be actually a really tight game between two teams that could potentially be playoff strength if they had been healthy all season. So I think this will be a really interesting Monday Night Football game. I think the Colts will get the victory, 2019. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like on the channel and the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Huge shout out to Quinn Lacey for supporting the channel with a channel membership.